So welcome. I'm hoping that we have a good group of commanders with us today. We are still here at Rana. Of course, we're still trying to get to that $60 billion goal that we're trying to get to. But it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge. So I've been going back and forth with a couple of, I wouldn't say commanders, like I would say like some family members or and friends and people that's like, yo, what is that? Like, what are you doing right now? Like, can you tell me what that is? What's that all about? So I'm very thankful to see the interest. I'm thankful to see that people is actually out there, still trying to understand, or learn new things, pick things up. So it's always a blessing to have that. But I think in this particular session of our stream, we're gonna try and see if we can give them as much information as to what this is all about, as to what Elite Dangerous is about. So it's something that I've picked up for quite some time. When I came out into PA, I was trying to find something that would keep my mind kind of busy, keep my mind kind of fresh. So I did for some time seek and looked for us finding a sim that will basically be able to help me understand or keep my mind busy in my downtime, you know. So with that being said, I started looking out, and I was always interested in the space sim, like to see exactly what to explore space or do some type of like trading or pirate missions or whatever the case may be. I was looking for some things. There were some old games that I used to play, something like Star Galaxy or something like that, and I started looking around for that, and it wasn't successful at all as to what I wanted to do. So that quickly just turned into me just going for a search, and I came across this game. I came across Elite Dangerous. I came across this game where I'm able to have my own ship. I'm able to get into a whole bunch of different areas as far as like exploration or just combat itself. It was awesome. It was pretty good. So I dived in. I came out of pocket first of all. That's the first thing that you got to do. Like this ain't no freebie. You ain't gonna do no trial test on this one. You have to actually came out of pocket for this one and see exactly how it is. But yeah, it turned out pretty good. Um, at that time, Elite Dangerous was like one of the most popular, and I'm sure like there's more space simulations that came across the board, but at that time it was the most popular game developed by Frontier Developments, and right now it's in like its fourth, I think, third or fourth installation. It was first Elite, um, then there was I think it was Frontier or Elite Two, and then it was Frontier First Encounters, and then we got into like the Odyssey and the Horizon. So the game was like first released in I think it was way before then, but I think the major jump point for us, for Windows and for PlayStations and Xbox, I think that platform basically landed in like 2014. So Elite Dangerous is it's known for the open world type stuff. Like it says that it has a realistic model of the Milky Way galaxy, with billions of stars and planets and celestial bodies and stuff like that. And players can basically engage in various activities like what I came here for. I came for the trading aspect. Like I always want to be able to go to a planet, pick up a resource, and then go to another planet and sell it, and make a profit off of it. So I was always interested in like a trading type situation. Um, I got in more into like space sim games because there were more complexities behind it. There were areas where you can mine your resources and then go sell it. There was areas where you can be a pirate and take the resources from someone and then go sell it. So all of that always played like a little factor into what I basically wanted to do with the space sim, and it kind of worked out. The game also incorporates like it has like its own economy system, its own politics. There's a background simulation that influences like the state of a galaxy, like whether a galaxy is at war or a galaxy has a civil war within it, or there's some type of discrepancies throughout the course of the galaxy. But it has different fashions that a galaxy can go through, just like particularly any country that you would normally find in the modern day. Each galaxy now has its own influences or state that it can be in. Players can also choose from different paths, such as becoming traders, which that's one of the things I like. Bounty hunters in combat, explorers, or even pirates. Elite Dangerous is, well, it offers both single player and multiplayer modes, allowing players to interact with each other in this vastness that they call space. And it's worth noting that there may be many more updates or expansions to Elite Dangerous. January 2024. No, actually, February 2024. I think the latest update so far. They always seems to be expanding into how you're interacting with the game itself. So at one point, the game was actually you weren't able to do like a first person view, so to speak. Now you're able to get off of your ships and walk on top of the planets. You were able to drive on the planet. Now you're able to walk on top of the planet. First person views, shoot 'em ups, all of that. It's all incorporating. So I feel like now they're gonna just expand on that. And the way they're expanding, it's not like it's a dramatic change where everything is happening at one particular point. They give you little bits here and there, and that's fine with me, because when it comes around to you learning Elite Dangerous, it's a learning curve on certain aspects, because I don't think I had a manual for this thing. I had to basically learn this as I go, and it took some time, but eventually you become that person behind the joystick or behind the controller that basically knows exactly what he's doing. So yeah, I really look forward to like the expansions and the updates that they're going to be having. I think the 18.0 is the next one that they're actually trying to push right now. But I'm looking forward to that one. That in itself, I believe, is going to be giving us some new ships, or a remodel of a current ship. I think one of the ones that they pushed out was the Python, and they're looking to see if they could remodel that one and give us a new look to it. So I'm really excited about like what we are going to be experiencing with the Elite Dangerous brand, And yeah, I'm looking forward to see exactly how far this one takes us. But I'm going to keep going streaming. We're going to keep on going at this. Um, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just set up our other commanders and see exactly how we can get some trading missions going on. And with that, I will see you guys soon. Be right back. All right, yeah. So one of the things that I feel like I definitely want to bring to your attention and talk to you guys about is just becoming successful or just becoming good or getting through the stages of Elite Dangerous. The game provides just like this type of like freedom in its own way. Like there's so many different ways here, but first and foremost, understand the basics. Right, you got to familiarize yourself with the controls, the navigation, and the basic mechanics of the game. The learning curve can be steep. When I'm telling you steep, because there is no like manual that comes with this thing. Like it wasn't something that like somebody gave it to you. Like, yeah, just try it out. No, no, no. There's no learning curve to it, and so you got to take your time to understand the fundamentals behind the game. And I'm gonna dive in right now. I'm gonna take you into where we'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about as far as the fundamental controls of it. So understanding the basics, right? Your controls itself is very important because again, you want to be able to move how you want to move. You want to be able to direct the ship and interact with the game in such a way that it's both beneficial to you and to other players, you know. So it's important that you know exactly how it is. Like right now I have one of the regular controllers. They have different type of controllers that you could set up. I've seen people with full on toggle sticks, full on aeronautics displays that goes along with their setup. Right now, the only thing that I have right now is a basic controller. I'll if I can bring it into frame here, but this is just a regular Xbox controller that I'm using for my interaction with the game. And now you can see here on the bottom screen, but you have a full variation of controls. Like right now, I'm inside Aliab. This is a station that we basically house ourselves here, just to undertake on some of the resources and missions that they have here. And I I'm looking around right now, and you can see like I'm looking around. You can see the traffic that's going through the port there that brings us into where it's the station and where our ship basically is positioned. as you look across the screen, you'll see different windows start to pop up. Like you'll see like the navigation screen and the ship control module. There's some areas here where you see the current status of your ship, as far as the fuel management system. It tells you your interactions with the port that you're in, or the station that you're in. Um, as you look towards your right, I believe the navigation system comes up that shows you your transactions, and your contacts and so on and so forth. Inside our transactions, you'll see that we do have an active mission here, that we're looking to see if we can pull in 320 units of silver, so we can actually get this the mission completed. I believe it's a $50 million turnout on this one, and we have some time frame on this one. 6 days left, 6 days on it for it to be completed. The mission statement is for us to just grab the silver and bring it back to where we have to bring it back to Alley Hub here, so we can just turn it in and get that money for that. So I believe it's 50 million financially. You will get that without any issues. So navigation here is another thing here. It tells you all of your systems or stations that you have within this particular system. And here, it's just a filter where you can basically see more of the stations and planets, so on and so forth. These are the other stars that's close by, and it tells you the distance away from it as far as the light years and the jump capacity that you can reach. But you can filter those out as you choose. Again, when I started playing Elite Dangerous, I didn't have anyone to tell me exactly how to do this, so it was just a matter of finding out on your own and flying by night, basically, just to make sure that trial and error type situation, just to make sure that you can get off the ground, so to speak. But yeah, this is basically the navigation systems. But my whole splee on this, or plea on this, is that for you to understand the controls, understand the navigation, understand the basic mechanics of the game, and it'll take you more into here where I can actually go into the station, the Alley Hub station, the services here, and you can actually interact a little bit more. So inside of every station, you should have most of these options as far as interacting with the ship. Engineers and advanced maintenance, livery and outfitting. I can go into these, but I'm not going to go into this right now as far as like explaining exactly what they are. But they're so vast. Like once you go into them, you'll be able to navigate yourself through different options and find exactly what it's doing. But in a nutshell, Engineers Workshop is all the engineers that you've seen and visited, and you have blueprints on from them that you can now apply towards your ship. Advanced maintenance is just exactly what it is. It's a little bit more robust interaction with your ship to navigate refueling and repairs and upgrades and stuff like that. One of the things that I do overlook sometimes is the ship integrity. Right now it's at 100%. I'm surprised, but yeah. But sometimes I overlook it, and I'll come in here and I'll see my ship integrity at like 60%. Like what did I do? Like I didn't do anything like as far as fighting or anything, but it's just a natural wear and tear on the ship itself that you should always come in. And I don't think you can actually access it from I don't think you can actually access it from the repair option here. Like fully repaired and fully stocked is one of the main options and menus on your main screen, but it does not give you the ability to actually repair the integrity of the ship, I believe. So always take a look at that in the advanced maintenance and make sure that your ship integrity is good. Let's move over here to livery. Livery, of course, is just how your ship looks colors, the type of computer system that you're running, as far as the is it Corbus? I forgot the name that they call it, but Corvas, right? I think it's Corvas. We'll see it. We'll see it in a second. But this now tells you what type of voices you're hearing when your ship's navigation system comes in. Corvas, yes, it is. So we have the Verity. So it'll give you a sample. Yeah. That sounds like it's. It sounds like it's French. Okay. Verity. This is Verity. That's pretty cool. Nice. So you see the ones that's actually in this particular color. That means that we have them. But the ones that I do not have is the ones in blue. All right, that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is basically livery is how your ship paints, your detailing and weapons, like your engine, the fumes or the engine blast. You wanna customize that for your own color or whatever the case may be. I really don't find any areas here that I really like in livery. But as far as like, I don't really look for the cosmetic of things. I always go towards the application and the productivity of it, things, right? I would like to have the ability to blast the ship out of the air. I don't care if it's a tic tac that goes towards it and knocks it out of the sky. I do not care about the theatrics behind it. I don't want a big explosion, or I don't care about a big explosion. I don't care about the number of colors that comes out of it when it happens. So I just would like the functionality to work perfectly fine. And trust and believe, Elite Dangerous has given you the opportunity to have the functionality working perfectly fine, that they can now give you a little bump as to how you want it to explode. But again, it was nothing ever that I looked into, and I feel like it's a necessity for me to have. So I really spend time in delivery option of it. The last one I hear is the outfitting, and that's where you'll get into how your ship looks, what type of weaponry it has, the upgrades it have, and you'll see the different classifications here. Hard points is all weaponry. Utility mounts is all supportive, um, um, like structures and devices that's on your ship. Core internals deals with what your ship basically is built out of. Like, as you can see, it has here all the thrusters and power plants and life support, so on and so forth. The optional internals is things that your ship doesn't necessarily need, but you would like to add it on, or you want to outfit your ship in such a way for it to be able to go through a certain task or complete a certain mission, whatever the case may be. As you can see, we have nothing but cargo racks on this one. I call it a full truck because that's exactly what it is. If this was a 16-wheeler, this is the one that has the most capacity, basically. So on this particular ship, we have, I believe, a number of 700 and... Oh, I see it. So where do I see that? I think it's back on the main screen also, but they normally put it over here once you're trying to sign up these. But that's what the optional internals are. Vehicle bays is if you have any additional bays, as far as having like a SUV or SVU. What do they call it again? Planetary vehicle, right? Yeah. They have a short name for that. SRV bay, right? Or you have a fighter bay also that's attached to it. These are launch bays that's within your ship. So as your ship lands, you can now deploy an additional aircraft to do surveillance or to fight or to protect you, or you can have like a SRV for you to be able to drive around, so on and so forth. But this is exactly what that is all about, as far as getting familiarized and getting used to the controls and basic mechanics of the game. Inside your starport alley up right now, we can do several different things, interacting with the contacts there, universal cartographers, which will be able to sell your data wherever you've been, systems that you've explored, to get some money back. I'm not quite sure if we have anything right now, but we can go into it to see if there's any data that we can sell. Yeah, we really don't have anything. We have one system here that we just recently came from, and that has no value to it. Shipyard, of course, you can buy your ships and sell your ships or break down your ships, whatever the case may be. Commodities market and mission boards. It all has like its own different area of complexity that you have to dive in. So we have to spend some more time on that area. And then we have the crew lounge here, and the crew lounge is where you can actually get more and more individuals or pilots to help you on your mission. Right now, we only have two of them, and one of them is competent, the other one is harmless, because we really use these guys for what we're trying to do here in Alley Hub, which is just basically trade missions. That's all. That's all it is. But that's pretty much it here. Well, I will definitely take you guys out on the flight so we can see exactly how the ship basically reacts to what we're trying to do. But right now we're just in Alley Hub, and we're just hanging out for now. We're just hanging out for now. But I'm gonna break for like a couple minutes, and then we're gonna come back and jump right into it and finish up on understanding the basics of Elite Dangerous. So I will see you guys soon. Just stay with me. I'll be right back.
Incoming message.
So yeah, I'm just getting back here behind the helm, and I'm just trying to make sure that you guys have like a full understanding of what we are explaining to you by saying to familiarize yourself with the controls and know your navigation system and basic mechanics of the game. So this is our camera, which you have several different viewpoints that you can actually go through. And this ship, you can actually turn this around also just to make sure that you have a cool point of view, field of view. Above here is where the captain sits, I believe. These are the other four co-pilots. Um, and one of the things that I really, really like about this also is the ability that when you're in, let's say, for example, virtual reality, VR, It is amazing. you have got to you've got to experience this game in VR. Like it is beyond sick. So as you can see, as I'm moving my joystick here, he's moving his. Yeah, that could be weird. Yeah, but this is basically the number of viewpoints that you have. Cameras around the system, cameras around your ship, um, and within the game, and you can actually detach that also. And so I really wanted to get you guys up and inside the ship for some like ship controls basically. So I'm just gonna go to auto launch here and just let's just get off the ground for now. They're gonna position us into our landing. I mean our docking station here, so we can just take off. And sometimes you lose a little signal because of the positioning of it, but it'll come back. And as you can see, the ship is taking off. This is the access port, which is only one ship at a time. Last time I checked. Let me see if we can get the back view. There we go. Very detailed, very high in graphics. They made it clear that they definitely wanted to put some work into it. And as you can see, shading is a factor, shadows and so on and so forth. But they did the job, man. They did the job on this one. Definitely moving around like this reminds me of me like flying my drone, so to speak, and just trying to get the right angle for a shot. But yeah, they did a pretty good job when it comes around to, and this is not even the best of graphics, I should say, because I don't have that much put into my graphics card here, but it can be a lot better. It can be a lot better. So yeah, that's pretty much just taking off and getting out of the station. Um, right now, hold on one second. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry about that. Hold on. I'm getting some interference here. Being called, of course.
Scan detected.
boy, oh boy, if you don't ever like, as far as like being a father, um, there's some things that I feel like we miss out sometimes, and that was my daughter that just came in, and she said that
Scan detected.
she said, "Daddy, I burned myself." And I'm like, "What do you mean you burned yourself?" She says, "I was making a cup of noodle soup, and she burnt herself. She tried to move the cup while the hot water was in it, and a little bit of the water spilled on her fingers, and she burned herself." And I feel kind of bad because here I am doing this tutorial video, and yeah, this doesn't really scale up. I'm not to say that you guys are not important, because you guys are listening to the channel and trying to learn new things and stuff like that. But maybe if I was in the kitchen at the time, she wouldn't have burned herself, and I feel kind of bad about that. I really do. But yeah, this is all in the realm of wearing too many hats at one time, and just the roles and responsibilities that we have, you know. Yeah, so listen, we're back here to understanding the basics, and yeah, she's fine. Yes, she's fine. Like usually when you get burned with oil, it it blisters up and stuff like that. None of that happened. So she's have a little bit of a ice pack on it right now. Of course, it was hot water that was the catalyst here, but she's gonna be fine. It's not gonna blister up or anything like that. Just have to cool her down for a little bit. So I'm very thankful for that she's okay. But yeah, we're gonna get back into our basics here that we're trying to talk about, which is the ship in itself. So of course you have full control here of the ship as far as turning, of course, and moving side to side. There's up and down and all that stuff. What you don't see is the controls for propulsion, forward.
You are clear of the station. Have a safe flight, Commander.
Well, thank you. So yeah, once you're like a good distance away from the station, they basically give you the go ahead, or the or the fair biddings. Peace. You are no longer within the protection of the station, so you better get your butt out of here. So yeah, you're away from the station. And usually, if you look in the bottom right hand corner, you see three things there, which is mast lock, landing gear, and cargo scoop. And the mast lock is now, they're all like off right now. So that means that none of those three factors are engaged. So you should be able to move forward with everything. But it's a pretty good hub as far as what you're looking at. The again, this particular ship has a protruding cockpit, and that's basically what you're looking at right now. But yeah, this is basically the hub. Of course, if you turn to the right, you see your ship module controls, and if you turn to the left, you see your navigation and screen pops up. On the bottom is another screen here that gives you basically just the outline and controls of like the ship, the SRV if you have any, or the fighter pilots and your crew members, so on and so forth. That's us in a nutshell, but the number of items that we have on us if we would actually go off world or start walking the planet. We do have some weaponries and stuff like that, the Maverick suit and stuff like that we have. Outside of that, let's go back up here and see. You have your radar, you have the diagram of the ship as you turn, and then you have your what they call it, peeps or whatever they call it, of exactly how you direct your power. You can put your power to weaponry, put your weapon power to systems, put your power to engines. So right now we don't fight. We don't really have or engage in any type of like areas or situations where we need a weaponry. So besides, we don't have any weaponry. The ship is bare bone, no weapons at all. We don't even have a shield. So what we now, because we're into trading and we know exactly what the risks are for these tradings, and if there's anything that comes out of it, the worst that's going to come out of this situation is us running away from pirates. That's about it. But we wanted to head to our planet, our systems, where we are going to get our what is it that we have here? Yeah, 320 units of silver. That's what's needed right now for us to be able to fulfill the mission requirements for this mission right here. I'm trying to get back into this thing real quick. It's not allowing me. All right, so let's go here, and I'm going to give you guys a full screen on this one. I want to make sure that you see exactly what we're going to do here. And I'm going to jump into the navigation aspects of it. And yep. So let's go into our navigation here, because we're trying to get this one mission here, which is the 320 units of silver. So we're going to go into our navigation unit, and we're going to go into our galaxy map and pull that up, which I also thought when I first saw the galaxy map and the interactions with it, I was like, wow, like they did a bang up job with this. As you can see, this is our system navigation of the galaxy map and of our location and the surrounding systems that's there. Of course, you can always pan out and move around as much as you want. I think you have a full 360-degree view, point of view, field. And if you really want to look out of it, you can see exactly where our placement is on the map. And there we are. But right now, all we're looking for is to get into this system that we are very, very much so familiar with it, called Rana. I'm sorry, not Rana. Called Tarseti. So we're going to get to Tarseti, and that's only 20 clicks out, 20 light years away. So we're going to hold this down just to plot that marker right there. And as you can see, it's plotted, and that'll be our jump point. So right now we're ready to jump. We're just going to line up. Tarseti's right there. How far are we away from this? Can we even see where is the station now? I don't see where the station is. It's very easy, especially when you're out here in the darkness of space, to lose sense of where you are. I don't see where the station went. It's amazing. All right. Let's fire it up. We're going to head to Tarseti, and we are going to find our station out there, which is Ortiz Moreno, or Morena. I forget which one it is, but we're going to get to it.
2, 1, engage.
There goes the sound. That's what we're looking for. Okay. And that doesn't look well. I'm having some serious lagging problems here right now. If that wasn't some serious lagging problems, I don't know what it was. But we are here in Todd City. We're going to definitely locate our system at hand, which is Ortiz Moreno. I am just basically filtering out everything else but just the stations. And there it is, Ortiz Moreno system. We're going to lock in our Super Cruise and we're going to let it take us in. You're probably hearing like a low voice in the background. That's our system navigation of a third-party application that we're using, a tool. I think it's called ED something. I gotta check it out and see what it is. But it's running. It's running in the background. So we're gonna let this take us in, and in the meantime, I will be right back for you guys. Just let me just take a look here. Yeah, definitely. All right, so yeah, we'll definitely be right back. Just gonna let this ship take us in. And in the meantime, I'll just put it on full screen as you guys can see the transition into the station Ortiz Moreno. Oh man, that's a beauty, ain't it? So I gotta apologize to you guys because moving like this is not exactly my cup of tea when it comes around to doing my streams and stuff like that. But it's a Friday afternoon. I'm just gonna be laid out, and this is just a pretty much a walkthrough on just the basics of Elite Dangerous. So at any given time, if you guys was want to fast forward or just go back to a particular area, no worries. This is one of the things that when I said I had the most craziest time with, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. So I was drifting in space for like about a week before I understood the whole premise of launching and the whole premise of requesting permission to dock. It was something, but I was able to get a hang of it, and again, it's one of the areas where I feel everyone should get the basic mechanics of the game, and when it comes around to you utilizing it for like docking and all that stuff, it's important that you understand what you're doing. I gotta bring this down a little bit because I don't even know if you guys are hearing me. So before you dock at any station, if you have an auto dock module, you will be able to just request your docking and then bring it into, I believe, 7.5 kilometers, and then request the docking and have it auto dock for you. Real pilots, I ain't trying to put anything on anybody out there, but real pilots would just bring it in themselves. Ah man, they would just fly right through this port right now and just find their docking number and just go ahead and lock it in. But you know, us amateurs have to auto dock, so that's where we're at. So yeah, we're arriving here in Ortiz Moreno, and we are going to, yeah man, ooh, nice landing. I guess that's our port right there at number 40. You can hear that ship just powering down. Nice. So as you power down, you can actually go ahead and refuel at the point. Any if you need to repairs or restock, you can do that right here from these quick menus and just jump right back into play. But we're here looking for a particular commodity, and if you remember, we're looking for silver, which we're going to take back towards the Rana system and cash it in. All right, so I think we're looking for 320 silver, and they are selling silver here, and they have 118,000 tons of it, so that's fine. They're not gonna run it out. We're not gonna take the whole 760. That's our capacity for our ship right now. We only need 320, so we're gonna take that 320, and this thing is like pulling a trigger. And I can anticipate taking something else, but you know what? I just want to take what I have to, and that's it. In the other areas of this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the team missions or the squad missions or whatever they call it here. Now that we have what we want, we're just going to auto launch and get back out there in the dark so we can head back to Rana and take care of that. Take care of this mission that we have here, which basically says 320. units of silver. I'm going to do a spot check to see if our other commanders are actually online. We do have a split screen here, so yeah, we do have. Oh, they're all online except for Commander Villain. What is he doing? Okay. Other commanders are at Ali Hub. I guess he's at Ali Hub. I don't know which one he's over here in the upper right hand corner. I don't know which station he's in, but we'll figure it out. And it's the same thing as you exit out that station. You're trying to navigate yourself back to Rana. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in our navigation where we're trying to go. And that is back to Rana. So let's go back to the galaxy map. And we're going to also jump into Rana. It's right there. It's actually on our bookmarks, so we should be able to find it. No problem. There we go. Ah, sweet. It's only one jump. Being that we're not at full capacity for our cargo capacity, which is 720, but we only have 780. I think we only have 320 in there, so it's light enough to still jump one time. So that's awesome. I always wanted to understand that also. If what's my limitations for that one jump? But I think as you get more and more into a higher capacity, you're gonna have to do multiple jumps. I know it's 2 jumps on a full ship. All right, so we're jumping right into Rana. This time I'm not lagging, so that's a pretty good thing. All right, and we are here. Ship is still moving. We're trying to get to Aliab. We are going to line it up and then have the Super Cruise Assist take over. Let's go through a couple things as we're doing that. We already went through what the navigation pane does. There's also here a summary of the system that you can actually access. Also, there is a system map that shows you every single body that's within the system. Sometimes this is not updated until you scan the system, or honk the system as they call it. And once you scan the system and honk the system, you'll start to see each and every one of these particular planets or bodies that's there. You also see within this map the different type of fleet carriers that's here also. In transactions, we've gone through our missions. All transactions, then this includes any type of fines that you have or claims that you have not picked up yet. Missions, passengers, we don't have any passengers right now. Yeah, and then they break it down. Bounties also. Contacts is any type of ship that's within the system and within the range of you. You'll be able to just reach out to them also. For example, you can go into the Type 9. Once you scan that Type 9, you'll get some information on that Type 9 also. And inside that, once it's scanned, you have now the ability to target that, get the target and the manifest up also. Which is pretty cool. As you can see, the health on that one is pretty good, but these carries some big type weapons here. For a Type 9 heavy, you're trying to hurt somebody, ain't you? Okay. And we're back here at Alley Hub. Of course, we want to get back towards our faction that gave us that $50 million payout. So we're going to bring that ship within the 7.5 kilometers. And once we're within range, we are going to request docking. Looks like we're good, 7.2 kilometers. Let's go into contact. Let's go into request docking. All right, permission is granted. Let's bring it down to a slower speed so the auto dock process can take over. While that's happening, let's take a look at our next panel, which is our internal panel here. Which this is a little different. Consumables, assets, goods. That's different because that wasn't there last time. I feel like this is just part of the update. This is basically your control panel, squadrons, codex, so on and so forth. You can learn a lot of information, or answer a lot of questions if you just you can go ahead and select these at any given time. Modules is everything that this ship is outfitted with. You also have controls over here where you can minimize the power output and the priorities for them. Fire groups if you have any weapons. Right now we only have a couple scanners that's on this particular ship. The ship itself has different type of menus here for functions. You can reboot the ship. You can basically blow up the ship if you want to. You're not going to take me alive, copper. All that kind of stuff. Your inventory so far right now, we only have the silver that's in there. But it also gives you more of all of your materials that you have, encoded materials, anything that you carry with you. Storage, of course. We only have that personalized computer. I think this is the computer that's on the suit itself. And then you have statuses here. It tells you the different factions that you're aligned with, if they like you or if they don't. Reputation also. We also have here a system log, basically on how fast and the time it took for us to do certain things. Finances, of course, we're at 7.5 billion right now. We're on our way to 60. I guarantee you we're on our way to 60. And these are all permits that we have over the course of our interaction here with Elite Dangerous. But yeah, we're back here in Alley Hub, which is a pleasure to be here because they're always giving us some good stuff. Of course, we fuel, repair, and stock always on top. We're going to do that starport services and get into our missions to see exactly what they got for us. Now, this particular mission that we were running today was a team mission or a squadron mission, and we just wanted to run it so you guys can see how grabbing a mission and fulfilling it basically works. In a way that you can familiarize yourself with the mechanics of the game. So in the mission board here, we do have that one mission in the depot that we have to fulfill. So, and there it is. It's all about this 320 units of silver that we are supposed to fulfill and deliver, so we can get our reward. So we're going to confirm that. And inside that reward, we have some options here. You can actually get the full payout for it. You can get less, but a little bit more of a reputation for it. Or you can have less than that and get a little bit more of the, I believe, little influence, and also 5 units of modified embedded firmware, which is a rarity grade 5 Oh, we'll take that. We can take that, right? We'll take that. We don't really look for a reputation anymore because we are fully like allied with this particular faction. So we don't really need that. But if at any given point you are in need of building your reputation with a faction, we would actually opt out and take the reputation portion minus 3 million, off of the 50 mil, which I feel is fine because it's working towards that faction, which will give us better missions in the long run anyway. So it kind of works out. But we're going to take the modified embedded firmware because, hey, listen, you'll always be in need of some materials. So we'll take that. And once that's done, we are done. We're done with actually just selecting that mission and fulfilling it to the best of our ability. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which was the secondary success for Elite Dangerous, was to just begin with like simple missions. Like you don't have to go out there like these missions that we're having right now with the 50 million payout. I feel like these missions are the top tier missions. We worked quite some time to ally ourselves with these particular factions and get a good reputation with them for us to be able to get these missions. But you don't have to go or start out like that. In order for you to build up your reputation with these factions, you definitely have to start small. And you can go across each and any board depending upon your liking, if you want combat or you just want to help out or whatever the case may be. But I found transportation to be the easiest one, even if it's just transporting passengers, or just transporting materials and commodities. But you can find some pretty good solo missions, especially the courier job missions. They have good payouts. In fact, that's how we started out to get ourselves into a prominent position of making some crazy space credits. And you can see these missions here, 23 million for 1,400 performance enhancers. And again, you can cherry pick out all of these because we don't really go for these type of missions. It's too much. Our cargo capacity is in the 700s, and if I have to run multiple times to the same source, it's kind of like defeating of my time. I always kind of like base that upon how much time it takes me to make that amount of money or make that amount of space credit. So I'm going to be jumping, and this is a perfect example right here. It's either I'm going to fill up my ship twice for 23 million, or fill up my ship once, not even once. This is like 30% or 20% of our cargo capacity. But then again, it's the material itself. You don't know exactly where you're going to find that material. And 188 units is not easy to come by. But again, it's a matter of how well you can pick and position yourself in such a way to complete these missions. But always look for scenarios where you can earn some credits and you can use the game mechanics and basically just lock yourself into some simple missions. Okay. The next thing that we wanted to talk to you guys about was your ship. Now, you saw on this last run, we were able to just jump to Tarsetti, which is about 20 light years away. On a normal basis, the Type 9 does not jump 20 light years in one jump. You'll most likely get 9 or 10 light years in one jump. Maybe even if you want to push it up to 14 or 15, but it's not going to jump 20. So inside that, we definitely had outfitted our ship in such a way that it will perform for this particular mission. So as you accumulate credits and you get better and better in the game, you're learning the game mechanics. You're earning a lot of credits. Consider upgrading your ship or purchasing a better one. Ship upgrades can improve your performance in such a drastic measure in various activities such as trading, exploration, and especially combat. Like you need to make sure your ship is on point, shields, weaponry, especially when you're in combat. But it's situations like here in our equip and outfitting, I should say, where you'll be able to optimize those upgrades. So one of the ones in particular that we did for our Type 9 is here in the core internals where we modified the frame shift drive. Now on a normal basis, I believe it comes with a 6E, a 6E, all right. I think it comes with a 6E drive. Um, what we did is that we modified the 6A. We bought a 6A drive, and then we modified that 6A drive to be able to give us a jump. But I don't even think it's on a full. No, it's not. I don't even think it's on a full modification here. I think it's just. Oh, and I'll check that out in a second. I think we just modified it enough to make that jump. Let's see exactly where it's at. Let's go into our engineering's workshop and let's check out the frame shift drive modification. And yeah, it's only on a grade 4. Wow. So this is not even finished. So we need to actually finish that up. Now let's see exactly what's stopping us from doing that. So we have eccentric hyperspace trajectories that we don't have any in our inventory for. So we have to get some of that. But if we once we get past that, we have 3 attempts to upgrade. I think we need like about 7. So we'll still need to come back and get some more data mined wake exceptions so we can fulfill the full upgrade into our FSD. And I believe if we do have the full upgrade, even on our full capacity as far as tonnage, we should be able to just do one jump towards Tar City. So this is a whole separate video right here where we're going to hunt these down. We're going to hunt down the eccentric hyperspace trajectories, either by trading them up at material traders or just getting them ourselves out here in space. And we're going to definitely seek to get some data mine wake exceptions. But yeah, we're going to definitely look into it some more, and we will definitely get back. So when I come back here, we're going to talk about choosing the right role for you, jumping into Elite Dangerous. So bear with us, stay with us, and we will be right back. Thank you, guys. it is extremely, extremely important that you stay with me. Ah, man. So, yeah, we were talking about the ability to upgrade your ship because that's important in all aspects of the game also, because as your ship gets better at what as your ship gets better, you now have the ability to do more, do better. So yeah, it's very important that you have or upgrade that ship. What we wanted to talk about next was to choosing that role, like deciding on a preferred play style, whether you want to be a trader or explorer, a bounty hunter, a miner, or a combination of all of these things. Specialize in that particular role, and that can lead to greater success. So as you get better in those particular roles, start curtailing or becoming a little bit more specialized in that area. You'll understand how you need to outfit your ship for trading. You'll understand how to outfit your ship for mining or bounty hunting or whatever the case may be. So that's very important on how you recognize moving forward within Elite Dangerous. The trade routes and markets, you got to be able to identify profitable trade routes by using the galaxy map and paying attention to the commodity prices in different systems. Trading can be a very, very lucrative business. It can be a very, very productive way of you to earn credits. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to those trade routes and pay attention to those commodity markets. And there's a bunch of third party tools out there that can assist you in that also. One of them is Anara, Inara. Anara, that can basically help you identify the location of where your ship is at and what's around it that's profitable or not. There used to be another one, but they did away with it. I forgot the name of it. And I felt like I was able to use that a little bit more better than Anara, but they stopped utilizing it, stopped updating it. Engage in exploration, definitely. I want you guys to go out there. This particular game has a replication of star systems that it's unnumbered, and I you know what, I really wanted to understand also if there is a particular third-party tool that can tell me what's not explored, because those are the ones that I want to go and put my name on. So inside of the Elite Dangerous game, they do have the ability that when you're the first one to explore a particular system, you're recognized for it. So I've done a spread where I've traveled across the galaxy from the bubble to Beagle Point, and along the way there was some areas where it wasn't touched, it wasn't explored, and I did have my name stamped on there, Commander Supreme, for being the first person to actually touch this particular planet or touch this particular system. And it was a feat. It was something that I can puff my chest up at, like, oh, look what I did. But believe it or not, there's supposed to be an endless amount of systems that's out there in the same state where no one has ever touched it, no one has ever explored it. And I'm curious now, like, if there is actually a third party tool that I can actually jump in on there and see where I can explore these systems. I'm gonna find that out. Or maybe Frontier can help me with that. Nah, I'm sure that'll take away from the game in itself. But exploring can be very rewarding, and it could be a relaxing activity. Equip your ship with a detailed surface scanner and a detailed discovery scanner also to explore new star systems. And in the end, believe it or not, you can actually take that data and take that exploration data and you can actually sell it for credits. So on my journey from Beagle Point, from the bubble to Beagle Point, I traveled across the galaxy through Sagittarius A, and there was a particular station that I stopped at that I took a look at my data set, and it came up to like about 40 million, like in just data that I could have sold, which I did actually. But just by you getting into a system and honking that system and scanning that system, that data set could now be sold for X amount of dollars, X amount of credits. When you get to that, those universal cartographers, you can definitely sell that data. Combat skills also. If you enjoy combat, you got to practice. All right. The thing about Elite Dangerous, it's a game that you gotta be in it to know about it, to know how a ship feels on a turn, how a ship feels on a boost, what type of movements you're gonna have, if it's a flexible ship or a dexterous ship. It's very, like, so for example, the ship that we're in right now, the Type 9. You're not going to be able to turn a dime on this ship, all right? So trust and believe, when it comes around to combat, you're a rock sitting in water. Simple as that. You're just a target. But if you outfit this correctly, this can be death walking, all right? If you outfit, because where it lacks in the maneuverability, it picks up in the number of weapons ports that it has. Like, I think it has like about 10, and it's different grades of them too. So you can definitely utilize it to be a tanker, like a smasher out there, like outfitted with a proper type of shields and weaponry. When one of these shows up to the fight, they'll run. They'll run like, nah, we don't wanna part of that. The other side of this particular ship, Type 9, is the Type 10, I believe. The Type 10 is more geared towards the combat part of it. A little bit more maneuverability, but still the same rock in the water. So be mindful of that. If you enjoy the combat, practice as much as you can in low skill zones first. All right. Don't go to the big fights. Okay. Don't go chasing pirates just to get a bounty. Go to the small fights first, where it's a group of fighters fighting another group of fighters, or a group of fighters on a particular mission task. As you become more and more proficient, you can then take on the more challenging combat scenarios, including the bounty hunter, what I just mentioned about, and and participating in conflicts. Conflicts is like the entire, forget about a planet fighting a planet, or a country fighting a country. These are planets fighting planets, and these are systems fighting systems. So those are big conflicts that if you want to join them, or you want to participate and be more productive in them, make sure that you practice first in the lesser, more lesser fights, I should say. This way you're not out there dying every single time you try to enter into a conflict or enter into a combat scenario. Consider joining other players, which is one of the things that we've done. As you can see, that we have other players that has the same type of mission statement that we have. Every single one of the pilots or the commanders here in our screen, they were all going towards the same. Let's get that 60 bill. All right, they want to be able to meet that 60 bill, and I feel like some of them are getting very close, also. But we're 7.5 into it, so we're gonna definitely see if we can grab that. Keep on pushing forward for the 60 bill. And if you ever want to join us, like, look us up on Frontier. Like, if you once you jump into your screen, and I'll see if I can go back out there and see if I can and pull you guys back in, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But you can find this. I believe the group is just labeled Supreme, so I'll check that out in a second just to make sure. In fact, you know what? We can do that right now, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about considering you joining players and join other player groups or factions. They can provide the support, the information, shared objective, enhancing your overall gameplay in a nutshell. And yeah, I would have loved to have found someone when I first started the game about 2 or 3 years ago. When I first started the game, I would have loved to find someone and be like, yo, listen, let's get you here. And then you can then basically navigate yourself through these stars and find out exactly where you want to be. I didn't. I didn't have that. My resources was very thin, limited. I didn't have the support or information to even join a players group, or I didn't even know that was even possible. The multiplayer also, that I didn't even know that was even possible. It's not until I started getting more and more into the game, I was like, I wonder if I can do that. That would have been cool. Yeah, yeah. That's when I started getting a lot more information, and that's the key. Like, get the knowledge of how the game works, get the mechanics of it, and you'll do just fine. In such a way that you're gonna be able to be a stepping stone or a key bit of information for other commanders as they join in the Elite Dangerous platform. But I wanted to check this out. I wanted to show you guys. Let's go to. Yeah, let's go to. I want to check and see if I can find us inside of our game system. So I'm. Up, lost the connection. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I think that'll do. That'll be just fine. Also, we'll go right back in there, and it should put it right back in there. I hate the way this thing loads sometimes, and I feel like it's because of my graphics card also. So don't be alarmed. I'm not running with a full-scale gaming system here. It's limited to what it can do. So let's take a look and see in our social platform if that pops up now. All right, great. So Extreme is here. Freeman is here, and as you can see, they're both highlighted that they're on. The groups that we're talking about is Commander Supreme, and this is the group right now. We have 5 members in there, but you guys can add this group also. And yeah, there's a couple of other guys in here, a couple other commanders in there. You guys can definitely just go ahead and add this group, which is called Supreme. Let's see, is it called Supreme? Hold on, let me go back. I'm trying to find the right one here and give you guys the right information so you guys can find this. I'm gonna go back to the menu here, and if I hit continue and I hit private session here, yeah, it is called Supreme with an exclamation mark. So you'll just click into that and press the connect to private group session. If you do not see us, you can actually go back into the main menu and search for the group or search for the commander. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can search for the group here also. So once you search for the commander, Supreme, right? Exclamation mark. Let's see if it pops up here. I don't see that there. Okay, let's see if it's CMDR SUPREME. Commander Supreme. Let's see if that pops up. No, that does not pop up. What are we looking for here? I'm looking to find, unless it doesn't allow you to find yourself. All right, let's look for someone else. Let's look for Commander CMDR Villain. All right, let's search. So one of the things with this is that I never really understood why it doesn't work. Okay, here it goes. There is a villain here that was active 77 months ago. No. Or what about this one? What about VILLIN exclamation mark? No. Okay. What about Freeman? Commander Freeman. And there is one that's under our friends, Commander Freeman. Okay. What about Commander Extreme? There is one that's active 39 months ago. EXTREME exclamation mark. Let's try that one. Yes, active 26 days ago. So that's the one that we know. We know that commander. Commander Freeman exclamation mark. Yep, that's the one that we know also. He's in Rana right now and he's online. That's the one that we know. What's the other guy name? The other guy name is, I think it's Villain. Right? No. Maybe Villain 1? Active last month. I think that's him also. Either which way, this is how you find us. The group is actually named Supreme with an exclamation mark on the end, so I'm not quite sure if you can find it. But we would love to have you, and we'll be able to run these particular type of Arena Tassetti runs with you and get you some kudo space bucks. We're going to jump right back into the private group, Supreme, and we're going to connect to that one so we can launch back up in there. But yeah, definitely consider joining some player groups. That'll definitely help you guys enhance the gameplay experience. The next thing is to stay connected, like stay informed, like keeping your eyes on the in-game news, the events, the updates, so on and so forth. And I believe like every Thursday there's an update with Elite Dangerous, and there's a bunch of guys out there that has like their weekly channel that they actually dedicate to giving out some information towards the updates for Elite Dangerous. The entire galaxy is dynamic, forever changing, and staying informed can help you take advantage of some good opportunities that's coming up on the horizon. So definitely stay informed. Be cautious with your investments also. All right, this is under like more so like risk management. Avoid taking unnecessary risks that could lead to like the loss of your ship and the assets. Like if you know, for example, there's a particular trading commodity that's high, yes, beautiful, and you're gonna get paid on it. There's no doubt about it that you're gonna get paid on it. We all know that you're gonna get paid on it. But this particular commodity, it's on a planet that has 10 times the gravitational pull of Earth. And you have to land a type 10 on it. Good luck. Good luck. That type of risk is not really worth whatever I'm going to make from it. If it's not upwards of over 50 mil, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it because remember, we can make 50 mil at a clip at any given time. Remember that Elite Dangerous is a sandbox game, right? And there's no predefined strategy for us to win. So success is basically defined by how whatever your personal goals are, whatever your achievements are. But remember, it's inside this ever-shifting, ever-moving, dynamic galaxy. So whether you're striving for the wealth part, like you want to be a billionaire, okay, in the credits portion, or you're just looking to stamp your name on a planet or a body in this particular system, the exploration fame, or the combat acknowledgement or prowess, like, yeah, ain't nobody going up against him because they're going to be done. The key is to find that aspect or whatever aspect it is of the game that brings you the most enjoyment and go get it. That's how you move forward in Elite Dangerous. And you'll be able to take it one step at a time because there's different areas where you could become elite in. You can become elite in exploration. You can become elite in combat. You can become elite in trading. So make sure that you find that particular aspect or that particular point of the game that brings you the most excitement and enjoyment, and pursue it. Guys, we've been on this stream here for about 2 hours, and I'm about to end this, but I will be back on here tonight for us to be running through some quick runs to Tarsetti and Rana, and I'm going to be explaining more and more so the factions and the reputation relationships that you need to establish in order for you to make these runs. If in the end everyone can get on that same platform where credits is not an issue, they'll be able to make further advancement into developing more of the gameplay. So thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy.